Welcome back! Since this is the last part of the LP, that's this part I finally get all of the 120 Shine Sprites, I decided to do a little commentary version just to talk about the game in general, my experiences 100%ing it, and some other stuff. I also want to talk about the last couple of shines, which were kind of a bitch to get, and I figured it'd be a good thing to talk about how some of them are quite difficult to obtain. For the most part, most of the shines you'll see are pretty easy. This sort of secret stage, which is probably an actual secret stage, sort of. I mean, compared to many other stages which are mandatory to do, this one is actually pretty easy. The goal is to get to the bottom of the thing by sliding down a ramp, and it's just easy just to make a bunch of big jumps like you can see here. The falling damage is pretty negligible, so you should be able to get down here without any real danger. See? Easy. Anyway, the rest of them are going to be pretty self-explanatory, so... As I mentioned, this game was my childhood and I enjoyed it in the past. Having made a Let's Play of it, I still think it's a good game and I still want to play it someday in the future. 100%ing it, it's a bit of a mixed feeling. On one hand, I am kind of glad I did it because I do feel a bit accomplished actually having 100%ed the actual game on a Let's Play form and having documented it and such. And honestly, it wasn't as bad as I originally thought it would be, considering stuff you have to do. But there were some odd noises and hiccups and lots of other tedious crap. So could have gone better, but could have gone way worse. There's not really much to talk about. You've seen the majority of the game. We made all the jokes with Ben and Apariel who are not here because I decided to do it solo. And well, it's a fun game. Might not be as great as some of the other games in the series, at least what some people think, but I think it's a pretty fun game. Better than 64 in my opinion. I mean, this is basically the complete collection for the Switch version, which includes 64, Sunshine, and Galaxy. But I tried 64 and it's a fucking tedious ass game to control. Mario is so damn slippery and it's just such a pain to do stuff. And this is basically my first time playing it, though I did play the 64 DS version back in the original DS. But I don't remember how bad the controls were or such, but I thought it was a okay-ish game. Will I do a playthrough of 64? Not really. Maybe a stream, but not a playthrough. I don't really care much for the game. Also, excuse my poor performance here, I was having some real struggles here. These aren't really hard to do, you just have to make sure you do your jumps well, and even after all my mucking around, I still managed to clear it, so if you're having less trouble than me, then you should have no problem at all. I should mention that one thing I did neglect showing off is the sunglasses and shirt you can get by talking to a certain NPC. All it does is make everything less bright. I mean, it's a neat thing to have, but you just play the game yourself and check it out. Also, I love how the game is still obsessed with their damn birds. And the Sunshine Sprite just gets launched all the way over here. Because that's just good design, I guess. This This one is not really hard at all, but it can be a bit tricky. The point is you have to boost yourself through these various jumps, and the trick is just jump just before you get into the line. You should be able to make the jumps. This took me 2 attempts, for a reason you will see later. Now thankfully, you can actually grab onto the ledge while doing this, so it's not as bad as you might think it might be. This one kinda sucks though, because right at the end... Whoops! Went a bit too far! I think the better way is just to do like this, try to make it you grab onto the ledge, because then Mario just stops completely. That makes grabbing the Shine Sprite a lot more easier. I'm just glad I'm done 100% in this game. It wasn't that difficult to do, it just they couldn't really find the effort to bring myself to doing these things because, you know, you just don't want to do them. But it turned out it wasn't that bad for the most part. I mean, Nuka Bay and the blue coins. Honestly, finding guides for getting all the blue coins and stuff was kind of a pain in the ass. The video I was using was... honestly, had stuff that really bothered me, like the person always just went through and saved every time they got a blue coin. I'm like... get on with it. I don't need to see you save every single fucking time. Probably just a nitpick, but whatever. I got all the blue coins. I got all the Shine Sprites. It's all behind me now. And this one is a bit interesting. I don't think I actually had gone through this area before. And watch me as I completely fail to get through this pipe because I'm an excellent Mario player. This place is kind of weird. All of the red coins you need to collect are basically hidden through various of means. This pinata with the mushrooms on fire has one. Some of the enemies have one. There's one over here. One thing you have to keep in mind is that you have limited amount of water. There doesn't seem to be any source of water for you to refill your flood. So you have to be very careful with making sure that your water supply doesn't run out, or you'll be in trouble. It shouldn't be too hard to do though. There's a couple of ones that might give you trouble, like the pinata who's on fire, and what did you guess it? Another fucking bird you have to spray down, who keeps flying around because Nintendo just loves giving you tedium. And I love this conversation. I've been searching for this damn bird for 38 years. My life is a total waste. Now this last one is actually hidden beneath this watermelon here. And there's a tunnel underneath it which takes you to the coin. Now be careful inside that tunnel because there is a hole that leads directly outside the platform. So if I just kept walking, I would have fallen down and had to do this all over again. Which is not fun. Alright, here comes the big ones. Underneath this sort of bridge thing is a pachinko stage. Motherfucker, I hate this thing. The goal here is to launch yourself up this thing, which you can already tell is pretty wonky. You have to collect all the red coins in these various slots. This is much easier said than done. For one, when you launch yourself up, you seem to be taking grab of Mario and dragging him towards the direction. I'm trying to fight it right there, but enough dice. I just can't do it. When you launch, you can tilt the control stick to move more to either direction, left or right. But here's the kicker of this place. If you fall onto the bottom, you die. And there's no way to get yourself out. You slide off, right off this thing. So yeah. The trick here is that one of the lower purple ones you have to get, the one to the left of the stage, you want to go for that one first. That's going to be the hardest one to collect. The one to the right, you can just cheese by just doing what I did and just walk upwards to the back. The rest one shouldn't be too hard to get. And then you have to hope you can get into the middle one over here, and you got the shine sprite. This is really fucking hard, but it's possible, as I've proven. To get to the last shine sprite, which is also a fucking awful one, here's what you have to do. You have to play commuting. You remember the island where we collected one of the shine sprites from the golden bird? Well, there is this pipe which has this weird goop that only Yoshi can destroy. So we have to get Yoshi all the way over there. Problem is, the Yoshis in the Delfino can't touch water or let it disintegrate. But there are these boats that are going around here. You have to wait for these boats to take you to your destination. Who the fuck thought this was a good idea? Who the fuck thought this was a good idea? Now thankfully there's a checkpoint we get more fruit, but then you have to switch to another boat and do more waiting because someone in Nintendo thought this was a good idea. And the golden bird is just sitting on the water. That's a bit weird. Anyway, that's all you need to do. So yeah, they decide, go fuck yourself, Yoshi. I'm done with you. And here we go to an area I am familiar with, and good God, is it awful. So the point is, you have to use this lily pad, get yourself to the coins, collect them, but there are a couple of problems. One, the lily pad will only last for a certain amount of time. 2, the stream, once you get it going, won't stop going, so you'll be constantly going forwards through the course, making it hard to collect coins and move yourself towards them. 3rd, the water is deadly poisonous. Fall off the inhibitor in just a second and you die instantly. And this one is also a bitch because you have to make a jump here. A simple jump won't do either. At this point I decided to go for a ledge, but nope. This happens a lot, by the way. Now if you do get to the end, whatever you do, do not enter that pipe. That will take you all the way back to Delfino at the very start when you collect the shine sprites or whatever. That means you have to make the whole boat trek all over again. Please, please, just don't go there. Now, if you miss that coin, you can collect it without any big risks. The other one, while in theory you could collect them, it's not very easy. It's very, very difficult because if you fall into the water even just once, it's over. Now, thankfully, if you get back to the start of the level, the lily pad will regenerate. So you can actually try this again if you want to. I only recommend doing so if you're only missing one coin and it's not in a difficult position. And that's what happens if you jump into the water. So after many failed attempts, this is my luckiest one, where I got almost all but one. And you get to see the wondrous joy you have to go through if you missed a single coin. have to carefully inch your way towards this. I take it slow and steady because I don't want to risk falling down and having to redo this again. I hope you can understand that. This is the final shine sprite, by the way. This is all that's required to get 100%. This fucking stage. Fuck this fucking stage and fuck the pachinko one too. If it weren't for those, this would have been an excellent game. But now it's just a great game because, god damn. At least they're not mandatory, so I guess it can't be too harsh. And there we go. It has regenerated, so all we need to do is go ahead and write it off. Thankfully, this one is not too hard to get. It's right in the middle, so you just have to line it correctly and... Thank motherfucking goodness that's over with. That's it. That's 100%. I fucking did it. 100 fucking %. 120 shine sprites. Fuck yes. And now to get the final reward, you just have to beat Bowser, get the ending, and you'll get that nice little thing at the end of it. I say nice, but you'll see.
Starts now.
I certainly need one. Here we go. Here's your reward for 100%. It's a crappy group photo. You just put all the characters together and that's it. Ben was right. This wasn't worth it. But in some way, it sort of was. Because, hey, first 100%ed game in the channel. There we go. That's Sunshine. That's all there is to it. Thank you so much for checking out the LP. And sorry if it took so long, but... Well, considering the crap you have to go through, and considering how busy life can get, it happens. Anyway, I'll see you next time on the next thing I'm working on.